little bit. I want to take a few minutes and go over some of the feedback from all those assessments that you filled out. I know you spent a lot of time with that, and I appreciate that. And I'm hoping this will be useful to you, but it's really just information for you, and you can take it and use it as you see fit.
Sure.
I'll give you a copy of this that you can take with you, and we even have an explanation of what all the scales mean, but we'll kind of go through it step by step here, if that's okay.
Cool. That's cool.
Good. Okay. Well, let's look at the first one here. Basically, this compares your alcohol and other drug use to other American adults, and in particular, American males. So this is kind of, keep in mind that this is comparing you to the U.S. adult male population as we go through it. And the way it's set up, just we'll take the first one as an example here, the alcohol. Essentially, this is based on how frequently you were using. You reported the use in that calendar that you filled out. Okay. So with alcohol, for instance, it shows that you're at the 98th percentile. And what that means is that you were drinking alcohol more than 98% of the population. So you're in the top 2%.
You sure you got the right population? Because that, I don't know. That I don't see that. Because I mean, I drink plenty. I mean, I'm not denying that or anything. But you know, most of my friends drink as much as I do, and I know some people that, you know, go way more than me.
So that seems really high to you.
Yeah, I mean, you know, like I said, you know, whenever I go out to party, everybody's putting it away, and you know.
Yeah. This is the way it came out based on your report. You know, I know sometimes it's confusing. We tend to hang around with folks who drink the same way that we do, or maybe a little more. But this seems like it may be a little off to you.
Yeah, I mean, it does seem a little off. I mean, I just don't see myself as drinking more than, you know, 98% of the population or whatever that means.
So that's surprising to see.
Yeah. I mean, that's a lot of drinking.
Yeah, a lot of drinking. Okay, well, let's look at some of the others here. Tobacco, again, that puts you in kind of the medium range, about 70%. And that would be typical, you know, for folks who smoke. About 30% of the population smokes.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's just regular?
Kind of standard, yeah, I would say.
Okay.
And let's see, the next one then would be your marijuana use, and I know you've talked about that a little bit. And there again, you're in the top 1% of the population.
Yeah, that's
smoking more frequently.
Yeah, I don't know, it's just, you know, it's weird, you know, because I mean, I've started smoking when, you know, I was about 17, and all my friends smoke, and you know, you go out, you party, you get it from your friends, and I don't know, everybody I hang around with smokes pot, and so to say that I smoke more than everybody else, it's kind of weird.
Kind of surprising to see yourself compared to the whole population that way.
Yeah, I guess. I mean,
high.
it's the whole population, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. A little disturbing.
Well, yeah, I mean, I went along thinking that I was just like everybody else, just the average Joe, you know. When I want to relax, I'll smoke some pot, you know, and kick back and party, or, you know, and just hang out. But now, you know, all of a sudden, I'm, you know, smoking more than 99% of this population.
Yeah. So that's surprising to find yourself that high in the percentages.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the last one here that you registered on is the cocaine segment, and there again you're in the high range, 96%.
Okay, now there's got to be something wrong with that.
So that seems like we may have messed up.
Well, yeah, I mean, I've only done it a couple times, you know, and you know, that the times I talked about were the first times I ever did it.
Okay, in that 3-month period.
Yeah, you know, it was just around. We were hanging out, and someone had it, and you know, I've always kind of turned it down. But I thought, you know, what the hell? You know, if I'm gonna turn it down, and want to know why I'm gonna turn it down, so I thought, what the hell? I'll try it. So, I mean, you know, I've never used it all my life, with the exception of like a couple times, just recently.
Okay.
So.
Well, part of what may be going on here is that, again, very few people in the population use cocaine. So even just 1 or 2 uses in that window that we were looking at would be enough to put you in a pretty high range for that. And again, this is number of times that you used.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Okay.
I guess it's just weird. I mean, I'm not a Coke addict. I'm not,
Okay.
I'm not nothing like that. I used it once or twice, and I look at that and it makes me, I'm thinking, wow, 96% of more than the population.
So that one seems out of line in terms of your perception of yourself.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like I do it all the time, and I just did it a couple times, and it wasn't my thing. I don't like. It just made me jittery.
Okay. So in general, seeing yourself this high for these numbers is kind of surprising.
Yeah, actually, I'm not. I don't go around, drinking all the time. I drink at home, at night when I want to relax, and I just hang out and party. And when I want to smoke some pot, I smoke some pot. And now, it's, I'm doing it more than everybody else. I don't know.
Kind of hard to know what to make of that.
Yeah, it's not like, it's not like I can't do without the stuff. It's just that, I don't know, that's weird.
Okay. Well, let's look at the next section here, and because this is just part of it. Another way to look at the alcohol use is to take a look at actually how intoxicated you're getting when you drink. And you may remember that we had you go through all the, how much you were drinking of what over what period of time. And with that information, we can figure what your level of intoxication is, what we would call your blood alcohol concentration or blood alcohol level.
Right.
And here it's expressed in milligrams percent. And you may be familiar with it, from DWI kinds of things as 0.08 or 0.10, that kind of thing.
Yeah, they had me at like 0.15 when I had my DUI.
Yeah. Well, I'll show you how to transfer that to this medical reading here. But just to give you an idea, in a typical week, they looked at the session that gave you your peak blood alcohol level for that typical week. And in that range, you were registering a 182 milligrams percent. So that would be 0.18 in a typical week of drinking.
Okay. So that's typical, like just average?
Yeah, what you reported is kind of your average week of drinking.
Okay.
You would be reaching the 0.18,
Okay.
which is, a little more than twice the legal limit.
Yeah, that's just pretty low legal limit. Tip, I don't feel drunk. I just if that's high or twice the legal limit, I mean, I don't go around feeling drunk.
Well, and that's an interesting observation. I know you talked about that earlier too, that you feel like you can hold your liquor pretty well.
Yeah, I've always been able to hold my liquor. I've won plenty of drinking games.
Okay. Well, we'll talk about that because I think that's an important observation you're making there too. You also talked about heavier incidents of drinking, and so on a heavier day, for what you reported, we were seeing you at about a 0.25, 254 milligrams percent.
Okay. And so that what is that?
A little unclear about.
Yeah, I guess I'm not sure. Like, what does that mean? 'Cause like I said, I mean, okay, heavier day. There are days where I drink enough where I get drunk. If partying a little bit long, and I'll get a little smashed. But I mean that doesn't happen a lot, and I guess I'm a little unclear because I don't.
Okay. Well, just to put it in perspective a little bit, again, the typical drinker, the person who drinks, I guess what you would call the social drinker or whatever, normally stays in like a 0.02 to 0.06 range. So they never even get up to the legal limit for driving, the 0.08 or 0.10. So this is, like about 4 times higher than most people would ever get to. In fact, some people would pass out at that level.
Huh. I've always considered myself a social drinker.
Yeah.